Hello everyone, this is Heather Whitman here at the Highlands Museum and Discovery Center in Ashland, Kentucky. This is another of our series of videos we are doing during the COVID-19 outbreak. I recently learned that due to coronavirus concerns, Ashland's annual Pogue Landing Days festival is canceled, unfortunately. This is a big festival they have every year in September here in downtown Ashland, with vendors and food and musical guests, all sorts of things. So it's very disappointing that we're not going to get to have it this year. But it got me thinking as to why we call it Pogue Landing Days. And I wonder if a lot of people know the story behind the Pogue family and the founding of Ashland. So I thought I would walk through one of our exhibits here at the museum and tell the story of the founding family of Ashland. Now in 1786, the first Pogues that came to the area included George Pogue, his son John, and his brother Robert. And they left their homes in Virginia and traveled to Kentucky, passing through the Cumberland Gap. They first visited Boonesboro, Kentucky, and then followed an old buffalo trail to the area that would eventually become Ashland, Kentucky. They were attracted to the area because of the wealth of natural resources and also the proximity of the river. They felled a few trees to mark the site of a future homestead and returned to Virginia. Now, they were not able to come back until 1799, but this time they built a home, and soon other Pogue family members joined them, as well as other settlers. Now, the items in this case are not from the Pogue family, but it's an example of some things that settlers like them would have needed to build their new home. And we have here a picture of the first brick home in Ashland, the Pogue home, naturally. It was located on 28th Street. Now, for many, many years, this area was known as Pogue Settlement. We have here a hand-drawn map of kind of what the area looked like at the time. As I mentioned, there was a wealth of natural resources here, including iron ore. They started building blast furnaces. But what truly led to the growth of this area was the arrival of the railroad. In 1852, the Lexington-Big Sandy Railroad had plans to lay track nearby, but it would bypass Pogue Settlement. A company was quickly formed by a group of local businessmen. They called it the Kentucky Iron, Coal, and Manufacturing Company, and its sole purpose was to rebuild Pogue Settlement into an industrial center. They quickly bought up land and offered that land to the railroad for free to give them the right-of-way, on the condition that they planned a stop at Pogue Settlement. The railroad company accepted, and the first steam engine arrived in 1856. Then we have here a few more Pogue items, like the Pogue family coat of arms. This clock is attributed to the Pogue family, as well as the chair. And we also have over here this dress. This is one of our oldest clothing textiles. It's a purple velvet dress from the 1840s. Now, after getting the train to come through, the Kentucky Iron, Coal, and Manufacturing Company wasn't done. They continued their plans to build Pogue Settlement into a booming industrial center. And one thing that they decided was that the name settlement did not represent what they saw the area becoming. The name Ashland was suggested by resident Levi Hampton. He was an admirer of Henry Clay, and he got the name from Clay's home, Ashland, in Lexington, Kentucky. So that is how Ashland got its name, and that does cause some confusion for people traveling. They think that Henry Clay's home is here in Ashland, Kentucky, and like, well, no, actually you've got to go a little bit further. It's in Lexington, Kentucky. So with the arrival of the train, the American Rolling Mill Company, also called Armco, and other businesses, Ashland's growth was assured. Let's talk a little bit more about the Pogue family. If you can imagine a single family coming basically into the wilderness to rebuild their lives and their home, something that was very important to them was their faith. They were a Presbyterian family, and they started the first church in Ashland in 1819. The first congregation met in a Pogue home, and a church was soon built nearby. This is a photo of that church, the first Presbyterian church. The photo dates from the 1890s. The church is still active. They recently celebrated their 200th anniversary last summer, and the church is actually a next door neighbor to the Highlands Museum. We have in this case a few more Pogue items, including a Pogue Family Bible, which is very interesting. The leaves were pressed into the Bible, so we've left them there. Don't know if you can see, but we've got a John Pogue here at the top, but the spelling is different than what we are used to with the Pogues. I'm not really sure why. I went through the family tree and it seems like one branch decided to start spelling it that way. I have encountered that with other family names. Sometimes you'll see some spelling variations. We'll continue on. Just take a little look at the rest of the exhibit. We have some more things here that belong to the Pogue family, some personal items. And I want to end here with this gentleman. His name was Ashland Poage, and I apologize for the glare. Maybe if we go down here, I've got an actual photograph of him. Ashland Poage, he was the first child born in the city after the name change, which is why he was given the name Ashland. And ironically enough, he was a member of the founding family of Ashland. We also have this really cool book here that he wrote. It's kind of written in a poem form. It's about a trip that he took to nearby Carter Caves. So we've got a little bit about that here for you too. So as of this filming, the museum is not open yet, but we are hoping to have a phased reopening probably around June 10th is what we're looking at. So I hope to see all of you soon. In the meantime, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share, and take care out there. Hope to see you guys soon. Bye.